After studying this module, you shall be able to understand the long-run theories of exchange rate determination and understand the short-run theories of exchange rate determination. Introduction. The exchange rate between two currencies in a floating rate regime is determined by the interplay of demand and supply forces. The exchange rate between, say, the rupee and the British pound depend upon the demand for the British pounds and its availability in the Indian foreign exchange market. Apart from this, there are certain fundamental macroeconomic factors influence the exchange rates. Factors like inflation rate and interest rate govern how the exchange rate between countries move with each other. When the actual exchange rate deviates from the rate governed by these fundamental relationships known as parity conditions, arbitrage happens. Hence, this module focuses on understanding these parity conditions and when deviation from these parity conditions occur. Understand the long-run theories of exchange rate determination. In all the economies, two types of economic forces occur, the fundamental changes and the random changes. Fundamental changes refers to such changes which usually influence the change in the economic performance of the economy for all the times that to come in the future. On the other side, random changes are those changes which have temporary effect on economic variables that will be set off over a period of time. On the basis of such explanations, exchange rate theories are categorized into two parts, long run and short run. The long run theories take into account all the fundamental changes which has persistent effect on the performance of an economy. In the long run, the effect of random variables will be eliminated and only the effect of fundamental changes will determine the pattern of exchange rate in an economy. On the other side, short-run theories are those which take into account current or immediate information of the performance of an economy. In this section, we will explain first of all the long-run theories one by one. In the next section, we will discuss the short-run theories. Purchasing power parity. One of the basic theories on exchange rate relates the price level in a country to the exchange rate. Purchasing power parity, which is also known as PPP, is a theory of exchange rate determination which compares the average cost of goods and services between countries. It proposes that if identical products and services are sold in two different markets at two different prices, the exchange rate would be such that the price of the product or services is still same even if the product or the service price may be stated in two different currencies. In other words, exchange rate between currency pairs is in equilibrium when purchasing power is same. PPP indicates that exchange rate between two countries should be equal to the ratio of the similar goods and services in both countries. For example, if 1 kilo of potato cost 18 rupees in India and similar quantity and quality of potato cost 50 cents in USA, then the PPP exchange rate would be 36 rupees per USD. This is the absolute version of the theory of purchasing power of parity. In other words, the exchange rate between two currencies can be represented as spot rate is equals to the price of India divided by the price in USA. The concept of purchasing power parity is quite old. It is believed to have been propounded by the 16th century scholars of the University of Salamanca of Spain. Absolute purchasing power parity. Purchasing power parity calculated by comparing prices of one good across in different currencies is known as absolute purchasing power parity. However, the absolute law of one price never holds good when price of one commodity is compared. For example, the price of 1 kg of potato, price of a similar brand car, price of a mobile phone, etc. Another form of less stringent PPP stresses on comparing price index of a basket of goods in both countries rather than comparing any one good or service. It indicates that if a country is experiencing higher inflation, that is higher price level, as compared to another country, then its currency will depreciate relative to other currency. In other words, the spot rate between two countries can be determined by comparing the price index of a basket of similar goods and services. It is also very important to understand at this point that price index should comprise of similar goods and services consumed by the residents of both countries. On a given date, suppose a basket of goods and services cost 5,000 rupees and a similar basket of goods and services cost $300. The spot exchange rate on that date should be spot rate is equals to 5,500 rupees divided by $350, which is equals to 15.71 per USD. If the actual spot exchange rate equals the rate calculated by PPP, then the purchasing power parity holds true. However, it is empirically proved that PPP in absolute form based on the single product or based on a price index does not hold good. It is to be noted that the law of one price is based on the assumptions which are not practicably in today's time. During the era of globalization and open environment, it is not possible to rely on the applicability of loop at global level. Therefore, it is important to note that loop holds well if three conditions are satisfied. These three conditions are: first, transportation cost, barriers to trade and other transaction costs are insignificant. Second, there must be competitive markets for the goods and services in both countries. And third, the loop applies only to the tradable goods. Loop is not applicable to immobile goods such as houses and many services that are local. Relative purchasing power parity. Relative purchasing power parity postulates that the change in inflation rate governs the change in the exchange rate. ST divided by ST minus 1 is equals to P foreign T by P foreign T minus 1 divided by P domestic T by P domestic T minus 1, where ST is the spot rate of foreign currency divided by domestic currency and PT is the price level prevailing now and PT minus 1 is the price level prevailing before one period. With two countries having different inflation rate, the relative prices of goods in the two countries will change so that the goods and services offered in these countries are priced same. Interest rate parity, which is also known as IRP. Interest rate theory is a theory which states that the size of the forward premium or discount or exchange rate differential should be equal to the interest rate differential between the two countries of concern. If IRP exists, arbitrage through covered interest is not feasible because interest rate advantage will be neutralized by the discount on the forward exchange rate. It has two forms: covered and uncovered interest rate parity. Covered interest rate parity. It takes into account both borrowings and lending in two markets and also buying spot and selling forward the concerned currency so as to attain parity condition. In other words, a negative interest rate differential will be compensated by an annualized forward premium. Similarly, a positive interest rate differential is offset by an annualized forward discount. However, in reality, interest rate and forward rate are equal only approximately and not precisely. This is due to the unrealistic assumption of no transaction cost, no tax rate differential and no political instability. Uncovered interest rate parity. It does not take into account forward market transactions as interest rate differentials give rise to the changes in future spot rate. In other words, in an uncovered interest arbitrage, the arbitrager does not take advantage of the forward market and also does not opt for any forward contract for the sake of profits. International Fisher equation. International Fisher effect postulates that the estimated change in the current exchange rate between any two currencies is directly proportional to the difference between the two countries' nominal interest rate at a particular time. In other words, the percentage change in the spot exchange rate over time is governed by the difference between the nominal interest rate for the two currencies. Mathematically, International Fisher effect is expressed as spot today minus spot after a year divided by spot after a year is equals to interest rate in USA minus interest rate of India divided by 1 plus interest rate of India. For example, if the nominal interest rate in India is 14% per annum and it is 10% in USA, then INR is expected to depreciate vis-a-vis USD, that is 10% minus 14% divided by 1 plus 14%, which is equals to minus 3.51%. Now this indicates that the left hand side of the equation 5 should also be equals to minus 3.51%. Hence, the percentage difference between the spot rate prevailing today and spot rate to prevail after a year should be equals to minus 3.51%. In a nutshell, the international Fisher's effect relates the nominal interest rate between two countries and the movement of exchange rate between the currencies of the two countries. It indicates that the country with lower nominal interest rate will appreciate. Monetary models of exchange rate. The monetary model of exchange rates combines PPP and the quantity theory of money to explain the exchange rate in terms of the money supply, income and prices. The rationale behind to this theory is very simple. In monetary sense, exchange rate is the price of the national money in terms of the other national money. Therefore, when there is a large volume of national money of a country in relation to another country, the price of the former will fall or depreciate. Let us assume that there is a stable demand for money represented by MD is equals to KPY, where MD is the quantity of money demanded, P is the price level, Y is the real income, K is a positive constant, and also assume an exogenous money supply M, equilibrium in the money market yields P is equals to M by KY. If PPP holds at any point of time, then S will be equals to P by P star, and therefore S will be equals to M by K P star into Y. So, the monetary model as represented by equation 6 tells us the following. The monetary expansion leads to a proportional rise in S, that is depreciation of domestic currency. Second, a rise in the foreign price level leads to a fall in S, that is appreciation of the domestic currency. And third, similarly a rise in the income leads to a fall in S, that is appreciation of domestic currency. Sebastian-Edwards model of exchange rate. This theory talks about the determination of real exchange rate rather than the nominal exchange rate. According to this theory, with the implementation of liberalization process, capital account opens which will lead to an increase in the foreign borrowing, which will result in appreciation of real exchange rate. Basically, Sebastian-Edwards approach based on three factors. First, there will be an autonomous tendency for the actual exchange rate to existing disequilibrium into stable one. It means there is a mean reversal tendency for the pattern of exchange rate. Second, as per this approach, determination of exchange rate is also dependent on the macroeconomic policies. If the macroeconomic policies are sustainable, then there is a pressure on currency to appreciate. And third is that determination of real exchange rate largely affected by the changes in nominal exchange rates. Understand the short-run theories of exchange rate determination. Under this, the first theory is demand and supply theory of exchange rate. This theory asserts that the exchange rate is determined by the equilibrium of demand and supply of foreign exchange in an economy. For example, the equilibrium exchange rate between Indian rupees and US dollars is determined by the demand for US dollar and supply of US dollars. It is to be noted that demand for foreign currency originates from the domestic market and supply comes from the foreign market. Assume for simplicity that there are only two nations, the US and the UK, with dollars being the domestic currency and pound sterling as the foreign currency. The exchange rate between the dollar and pound is equals to the number of dollars needed to purchase 1 pound. That is, R is equals to dollar divided by pound. For example, if R is equals to dollar divided by pound is equals to 4, then this means that $4 are required to purchase 1 pound. Figure shows the determination of the equilibrium exchange rate between US and UK under a framework of flexible exchange rate system. The equilibrium exchange rate is determined by the intersection of demand and supply curves for pound at point E, that is at R is equals to 4. At this point, the quantity of pounds demanded and quantities of pounds supplied are equal to 80 euro million per day. The US demand for pound is negatively inclined, referring that the lower the exchange rate, the greater is the quantity of pounds demanded by the US. The reason is that the lower is the exchange rate, the cheaper it UK is for the US to import from and to invest in the UK, and therefore the greater is the quantity of pounds demanded by the US residents. On the other hand, US supply of pound is usually positively inclined, indicating that the higher the exchange rate, the greater is the quantity of pounds supplied to the US. This is because that at a higher exchange rate, Britishians residents receive more US dollars for each of their pounds. Now with this effect, they, that is UK, find US goods or investments cheaper and attractive. In the above diagram, points like A, B, P, Q and R referred the scenario of disequilibrium in the foreign exchange market. This is because there is no intersection between demand for and supply of currencies. Growth theory of exchange rate. As per the growth theory, the exchange rate of a country tends to depreciate in response to an increase in GDP. The crux of this theory is that as a nation develops, the domestic currency tends to depreciate. This is because increase in GDP leads increase in purchasing power of a nation, which will lead to an increase in imports. However, with increase in GDP, there will be an increase in the exports too. But the rate of growth of import will be greater than the rate of growth of exports. Therefore, there will be huge pressure on domestic currency to depreciate. Balance of payment theory of exchange rate. Exchange rate with balance of payment approach depicts that an increase in domestic price level over the foreign price level makes the domestic goods costlier. It lowers the exports earning and enhances the import bill. In consequence of this, there is a decline in the supply of foreign exchange with the constant increase in import bill, make domestic currency to depreciate. In a nutshell, balance of payment theory depicts that the consistent adverse BOP situations will the currency to depreciate in near future, and if there is a consistent surplus in BOP will make the currency to appreciate in the near future. Summary. Exchange rate denotes the ratio between the values of two currencies. It is not an exaggeration to say that the exchange rate is the single most important macroeconomic variable in an open economy. This is so much the case in the present environment of the financial deregulation and globalization of financial markets. The exchange rate between two currencies in a floating rate regime is determined by the interactions of demand and supply forces in the market. Certain fundamental macroeconomic factors influence the exchange rates between two countries. In all the economies, two types of economic forces occur, the fundamental changes and the random changes. Fundamental changes refers to such changes which usually influence the economic performance of the economy for all the times that to come in the future, whereas random changes are those changes which have temporary effect on the economic variables that will be set off over a period of time. The long run theories take into account all the fundamental changes which has persistent effect on the performance of an economy, whereas short run theories are those which take into account current or immediate information of the performance of an economy. Purchasing power parity is a theory of exchange rate determination which compares the average cost of goods and services between countries. Purchasing power parity proposes that if identical products and services are sold in two different markets at two different prices, the exchange rate would be such that the price of the product or service is still the same even if the product or the service price may be stated in two different currencies. In other words, the exchange rate between currency pairs is in equilibrium when purchasing power is the same. Absolute form of the purchasing power parity condition stated in terms of levels of prices and levels of exchange rates rather than in terms of inflation and changes in exchange rate. The law of one price means that the prices of the same item in different currencies reflect the exchange rates between the currencies. Law of one price also assumes that transportation cost, barriers to trade, and other types of transaction cost are insignificant. There must be competitive markets for the goods and services in both countries. Moreover, loop applies only to tradable goods and it is not applicable to the immobile goods such as houses and many services that are local. Interest rate theory is a theory which states that the size of the forward premium or exchange rate differential should be equals to the interest rate differential between the two countries of concern. International Fisher's effect relates the nominal interest rate between two countries and the movement of exchange rate between the currencies of the two countries. It indicates that the country with lower minimum interest rate will appreciate in the future as compared to the other relative currency. The monetary model of exchange rate combines PPP and the quantity theory of money to explain the exchange rate in terms of the money supply, income and prices. According to Sebastian Edward model of exchange rate, with the implantation of liberalization process, Capital account opens, which will lead to an increase in the foreign borrowing, which will result in appreciation of real exchange rate. As per growth theory, the exchange rate of a country tends to depreciate in response to an increase in GDP. Balance of payment theory depicts that the consistent adverse BOP situation with the currency to depreciate in near future, and if there is a consistent surplus in BOP will make the currency to appreciate in the near future.